Ashley-Nicole Russell, and I am the owner of the law offices of Ashley-Nicole Russell. I also wrote a book called The Cure for Divorce Culture, and I speak on that and am on a mission to change how divorce is handled in this country. I started and went to law school because I really wanted to make a difference in this world, and I wanted to be able to have a level of impact that was pretty high. And so I felt that in order to be able to do that, I should be able to have a sphere of influence, and being an attorney allows you to be able to affect change on a greater level. Law school was I went to school at Appalachian State University for undergrad, and so that was a really phenomenal experience. The sports perspective of all the national championships and beating Michigan, and it being such a small school in the middle of nowhere, kind of that, you can do anything you want to achieve feel when I was in college. And I'm from a really small town, and so that was really incredible. But then to move to Durham for law school and be a part of the Triangle and its growth and rebranding and see all of that, it was just very inspirational through my educational background to live in those places and then to want to become an attorney. And to be the first collaborative attorney in Eastern North Carolina and start this in a geographic area, I think there was a lot of buildup in my educational career that showed me I can do things that are grandiose and not feel afraid of risk. And so when I did graduate from law school, came straight out of law school, moved to Greenville, North Carolina, and opened my practice directly out of law school in a new geographic area, in an area of practice that did not currently exist in that geographic area. So it was a pretty grand undertaking, but I didn't understand that then. I was following my dream, and I had seen that you could do that, and so it was really amazing. And Greenville's been such a great home for me, and the community of Greenville has really embraced me and supported me, and we have a really big sense of community and charity and taking care of all of us here, and I think that that's been really cool for the beginning of my businesses. So we at this firm are on a mission to change how divorce is handled in this country. And so this is a collaborative family law practice, and so we focus on settling family disputes outside of court. We've found, and there's a lot of research and a huge push in this country to recognize what children experience during litigated divorce and how that follows them not only during their childhood but for the rest of their life. We've realized that in 1969, no-fault divorce was signed into effect in California by Ronald Reagan. That then kind of spread across the United States of America. And if you watch the divorce rate, you can see it climb from there forward. Then you can also see an inverse of the marriage rate decline from that point forward. And so what we have seen is that children no longer really believe in the institution of marriage because they watch the destruction of that at their core family level, and they have a lot of insecurities and they have a lot of problems dealing with conflict because of what was created during those generations. And so now we're trying to break that cycle so that the generations to come are healthy and happy. It's not that divorce is bad or that breakups are bad. These are natural tendencies of human relationships. It's how you handle yourself and what children see. And if children see their parents disrespect each other and they see their parents hate each other, they feel disrespected and hated, and they carry that with them for the rest of their lives. And we have just seen that over and over and over. So we're dealing with suicide rates that are disproportional, and we're dealing with substance abuse and alcohol abuse rates that are incredibly disproportional. And so we're really just trying to jump in and save that. And it's incredible to see how fast it works when you're a part of something that's positive and you're a part of something that clearly needs to happen to create change. I think it's amazing to see people rally behind that and get behind that. And so be able to be a front runner of that and a leader in our entire country of making that movement happen, and to see my clients and to see how happy they are, and to receive the Small Business Leader of the Year from Pitt County, where they said that I changed the quality of life because my clients are happy and healthy and they're on the same side of the ball field and they're at the same dance recital and they're given the same bouquet of flowers. Like, it's not rocket science, but it is an incredible journey, and it's been really amazing to watch that happen, not only in Pitt County, but in North Carolina and then in the United States. So if anyone has conflict within their family, it can be with brothers and sisters, it can also be within their divorce. We help conflict resolution. That's what our firm does. We are really good at conflict resolution in a really positive and peaceful way. We help our clients to achieve what it is that their real goals are for themselves. And so normally a part of that is a divorce or some sort of breakup or a business. We do a lot of business transactions and business law. And so, they're looking for a goal legally, but they also have personal goals. They have personal goals of where they want their life to be. And we're kind of at the epicenter of that because we're dealing with very intimate issues, family issues, business issues. We're dividing the family, we're dividing the business, and we're doing that in a way that still functions. And so we want their life to be functioning and happy and positive and contributing whenever they leave us. And that's a really big piece of our services. So it is attorney and counselor at law. We're really here to help you help your life and move forward in the best way possible. But we also wrote the book, The Cure for Divorce Culture, and the subtitle is Repairing the Damage Within a Lost Class of People. And the reason that we say that is because there's a huge group of people who are adults now and their parents went through a divorce a long time ago, and now they're experiencing certain types of conflict. This book is for everyone to read. You're at work, you're living and breathing and in society with all of these humans around you, and they all have had different experiences throughout their life to get to that point. And now they're different people because of what experiences they had in their life. And if their parents went through an adversarial divorce, they handle conflict differently. So it's important to read the book because we're sending a message to the whole world that if you are with someone at work or you're engaged in conflict with someone, first look at the perspective of it. Look at the big picture. Who are they? What did they experience? What is their disposition? What is their perspective? And so we're helping everyone take a step back and take a larger view. Instead of watching the ant crawl up the tree, we want you to take an outside of the forest 20,000 foot view. If you really start to think about it, every TV show that you see, every movie that you watch, if there's someone who's divorced or going through a divorce, you're being fed a very specific type of image as to how that's supposed to go. And that's not good. That's not helping our society. And we're seeing through production and through media it being portrayed back to us the way that it's really happening, which is very destructive, and we see that it's destructive. But what are we doing to fix that? We have a responsibility as a society to see that that the pendulum went too far and that we have to pull it back. And I think the book is really important because that service that we offer is just an informational service. It's a historical perspective of how did we get here today? And what could you do at work and at home and at your kids' school and on the ball field to help this? Because all it takes is awareness. And as soon as everyone has the blindfold lifted, then we're going to be in a different place. So that's where we're at right now, is trying to pull back the blindfold. So the name of the book is The Cure for Divorce Culture, and it's available on Amazon. You can also get it at our office here in Pitt County for our local Greenville people. But you can purchase it on Amazon. You can read the reviews, and it's on Prime, and you can get it the next day. So in addition to the law firm, people think that it's a little bit interesting that I also own a bridal store. And Unveiled Couture Bridal Boutique is the name of the bridal store. It's been around for 3 years now. It is moving towards the coast, and it is an online bridal store now as well, in addition to it being an in-store experience. And so it's an interesting story. A friend of mine and I realized that Greenville didn't have any type of bridal store. There was a lot missing in the wedding industry here, and so we wanted to start that. But it also created a level of balance in my life. So balance is incredibly important to me. I travel, I experience the world. I speak a lot, so I get to travel for that. But in addition to that, I just take care of myself, mind, body, and soul, and spirit. And having the bridal store allowed me to not get lost in one end of the relationship, and to really also be able to see and remember the beginning of that relationship and how that works, so that I can hold the perspective for myself, but so also that I can hold the perspective for my clients. And I've got to tell you, there's a lot of conflict resolution that goes on in those bridal appointments. But I just love business, and I love people, and I love industry, and I love understanding how, we have such a beautiful type of country here where you can do whatever it is that you please, and you can make every dream that you have come true. It's just really cool to see all of those come together, and somehow they always they always kind of tie back to just a greater purpose of wanting to provide peace to the world and to provide that type of experience, not only in the law firm where people can feel like they're really cared for and that they're being looked out for and that, you know, someone cares about where they're going to end up. And I think that bleeds through all the different businesses that I have. I also have McLaughlin and Russell, is a different law firm in Raleigh that does Social Security and employment. Again, it's really important for us for Social Security law, that's really giving back to the people who really need, someone to be there to advocate for them and, the different diseases and illnesses that they have. And employment law, the people who need to have a voice of someone who's going to be able to be there and stand up for them when they feel like they're powerless. And we really just want to provide that level of customer service in everything that we do and touch, because I think through business and through just life circumstances, I got into this business because my parents had a pretty terrible divorce, and so conflict resolution wasn't handled all the best whenever I was young. And that's been a big focus of mine, and in that I've been able to see that, the greater picture is to just always and every day do the best that you can by people and for yourself, and you always end up in the right place. Thank you so much for listening to my story and for being a part of this mission that we're on to really provide peace in this world, especially in the culture of divorce. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from my family to yours, and I hope that you have the warmest, most enjoyable celebration with your family.